Hi everyone, welcome to NRC Q&A. I'm Angelica with National Research Center, and today I'm joined by Sonya Wytinck, who's Director of Research. So Sonya, we have a lot of questions that come from our clients and other people who are interested in the field of survey research. And one of those questions we oftentimes get is, what's the best way to conduct a survey? Is it by the phone? Is it mail? Is it web? How should people be doing these things?
Well, I would say that NRC probably most often recommends people do a mail survey, but that the real answer is that the best method just depends on your unique project. So there's several things that we want to consider with you. What is your timeline? What is your budget? What's the topic of the survey? Who do you want to speak with? What's the population we're trying to get to? And then also, what's the statistical rigor you're going to need in the results? And it's just going to depend on all of those things to choose which one. But if you look at something like an online survey, it's the least expensive mode. It's got a really quick turnaround, but it's got some disadvantages in choosing the population. If you have, say, like a membership group, or you have participants in a program or something like that, or employees at work, then you probably have all their email addresses. So it's easy to give them an email invitation. It's really easy to do that, get that population to do your survey. But if you want to talk to the general population, you don't have a list of everybody in your town's email. So that makes it a little tougher. So if you do a general population with the online survey, you generally get skewed results. You're going to hear from just kind of a skewed population. You're going to, at the minimum, hear from people who are more tech savvy, who are more computer based. Then if you look at phone surveys, they have the disadvantage of that they are a little bit more expensive than other survey modes, and they have lower response rates. So you're kind of paying more for fewer responses. Their advantages are they can be really quick turnaround for a good general population survey, which is why people use it, pollsters use it. That's why political polls are on the phone. They're also really good if you have a unique population that you have to kind of find. So you need to ask some screening questions, like say you wanted to talk to parents of teenagers. Mm-hmm. You need to kind of ask a few questions before you get to the right person. They have a slight disadvantage in that they are not as good if you have a question that people might not want to answer honestly. Like if I was going to ask about, if you ever drink and drive, for instance. Like on a mail survey, you might be willing to say that I occasionally do, but if somebody talking to you on the phone, you might not want to admit to that behavior.
Right, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and you never do. And then finally, like the mail survey, the reason we most often recommend it is that it's got the best sampling frame because it's address-based. So you can pick any geography and you can get all the postal addresses in that geography, and then you can randomly sample from those postal addresses. So that helps create a statistically rigorous design. The disadvantage of the mail survey is that it takes a little bit longer. You're going to be in the field for 4 to 6 weeks, so you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that good data.
Well, thanks so much, Sonya. It kind of sounds like overall it depends on what your goals are and what your situation is, ultimately, what's going to be the best for you, but that there's advantages and disadvantages to each type. But thank you so much for going into that, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to join us next week. We'll answer another one of your burning questions.